afternoon. Today we're with Dan Traub of Method Procurement to tell me about this new company and the way it could potentially save dental practices thousands each year. Hello, Dan. How are you today?
I'm well. Thank you for the opportunity, Richard. It's good to be here with you.
Okay, great. Well, first of all, what is Method Procurement?
So Method Procurement is a technology company. We have a solution designed for the dental industry that manages spend. So what that means in layman's terms is all outside goods and services, that entire process of spending with your suppliers for dental supplies all the way through maintenance, janitorial, lab fees, etc. We have a software platform that manages that as the business process that it should be. So that brings a lot of best practices to the table and drives savings to the bottom line. And as you know, dental practices of really any condition these days are looking for, and in many cases are desperate for, new ways to drive savings to the bottom line. So in 2020, we're actually situated pretty well because we have an answer to those concerns.
Okay, and talking about the different kinds of supplies and services that are available, what is available on that platform?
Sure. So at the core of our platform is dental supplies, and we have a catalog that we maintain and update as part of the subscription that our clients pay to access the platform. That catalog has over 416,000 products, and it grows every month. And these are all common products from authorized distributors here in the United States that your readers would be familiar with. The major and many of the minor brands are represented as well. And that's just the number of products in the catalog. We also have the distributors matched so that our clients can see who sells those products. And so you have all the mainline distributors and the specialty distributors as well in that. So that represents the full gamut, from infection control, PPE products, to all the clinical items that are used in an operatory in a general practice or a specialty practice. We recently have had an oral surgery group join us, and so that necessitated expanding our supply coverage to some of the bone grafting materials and expanded assortment of implants. And so you can find really anything, if you are in the dental industry, anything in our platform that would align well with that. And this probably is a good time to also offer that, our assortment of products that we list grows based on our clients' requests and what they need to see. And we are a supplier agnostic platform. So as our clients ask us to bring on new suppliers that are important to them, we go on and do that process, bring their products into our catalog, and then they're available not just for that client, but in the future for new clients as we grow our platform.
Okay, and how does this platform work then? It sounds a lot like, say, an Amazon for dentists.
Yeah, that's not a bad description at all, really. It's an electronic procurement platform that covers all the steps in a procurement process, from inventory management, tracking what you have on hand in your supply closet, through the actual shopping and sourcing of those products. In other words, what products do you need? From what manufacturers are they coming? Which specifications meet your clinical requirements and preferences? And then who can you buy them from and at what price? And then that leads us into a request process, which is a pre-purchase approval, where you're looking at things like budget and authority to buy, and that can involve your office manager or your doctor as a sign-off. And then we place the orders with the supplier. We also manage then all the back-end processes after the order is placed. So receiving, tracking it into inventory, and providing a way to match the invoice so you know what you're paying for and have a full record of that. So it's really an end-to-end solution for all the steps that you need to run to do procurement well. And we know that there are a lot of financial opportunities in doing procurement according to best practices. We're just hoping that by taking this technology and these proven approaches, which we've really borrowed, by the way, we've borrowed many of these proven approaches from other industries. So we know that they work. I come from a 20-year plus procurement technology background, working with higher education and working with healthcare institutions and scientific research organizations. So many of the same principles from those industries we're leveraging to to hopefully drive some big improvements across the dental industry.
Okay, and it sounds like also this could potentially streamline communications within the dental office, whether you're a solo practitioner who works with an office manager or some front desk staff, or you're in charge of a multi-location practice or even a DSO. Can you walk us through how the communications work and how they are streamlined?
Sure. Yeah, that is often a key decision point that people look at with Method is, how is this going to be accepted by my team, and how's it going to help my team? You know, if it's difficult to use, it's sort of like pushing a rock uphill. So we build the platform to be easy to use so that everyone on the team can stay plugged in with the process. So everyone knows what has been ordered, what is still awaiting delivery to your office, and everything from what's in inventory to what still needs to be paid on the invoicing side.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an enterprise tool, meaning that everyone can have a user ID. We don't charge by user ID. We want everyone who has some involvement with the procurement and payables process in a dental office to have access to the Method platform.
Mm-hmm.
And we think that's a unique differentiator from other solution providers in the market, but it's also really helpful as your staff grows. So into multiple locations, we've built our platform to be multi-location friendly. So it keeps things separate by location, but still allows you to use the same suppliers, the same pricing, to really leverage your buying power. And with our work with DSOs and multi-location practices, they're facing some unique challenges. And what we're seeing is probably about at the 3 location and above level, they start to really need to operate differently on procurement, and if they're going to really drive the savings. And so that's where our platform, I think, hits its sweet spot, is that we are able to help people make a consistent process, have all team members follow it, have everyone be on the same page. And then we collect data as that purchasing activity is happening so that you can get better. And so you can target specific areas of opportunity over time, whether that's beefing up your formulary, maybe looking at different suppliers, maybe looking at different group purchasing organization opportunities, to buy the same things at a lower price. So all of that reinforces a continuous improvement mindset that really lends itself well to a growing practice.
Okay, and speaking of those savings, of the practices who have been using it so far, what kinds of returns are they seeing by using the platform?
Yeah, so we recently did a case study with one of our clients. They've been with us about 6 months, and they're already seeing, they're a 4-location practice. They're already seeing savings of in excess of $1,000 per month in one of their locations, and they were still tallying the numbers in their other locations. For a typical $1 million single dentist practice, $1 million in production, we believe the savings can be anywhere from $12,000 to $30,000 per year. And that's a combination of hard dollar savings, where we're buying the same things in a more cost-effective way, as well as the labor savings from running the process better, and less error, less paper chase, less time spent on the phone, jumping between multiple websites, and so those two combine. Most of it, though, is really hard dollar savings, and hard dollar savings comes right to the bottom line as profits. So we've been very pleased. And of course, it does depend on someone's starting point, because as we like to say, procurement is kind of a journey. People are at different stages along that journey. Many people just starting off who might be, only working with, sort of a legacy distributor who has serviced their practice from the very beginning, maybe haven't looked at the market these days. There's a lot of really capable distributors who are hungry for business, particularly right now. And it's a great opportunity to take a look at those providers and see what they can provide. When we examine products all the time in our platform, and our platform pulls pricing from all the major distributors and allows you to compare them, when we see price spreads from low to high of routinely 50 to 70%, same product. So with that type of price variation, you owe it to yourself and to your practice to do some market study. And we make that really easy for people to know kind of where they're at when they're buying. Are they near the low end? Or are they near the high end? So that's part of that journey that I referred to. If we can move people along that journey to get better value for the same dollars, then we're going to generate some really nice returns.
It sounds like a pretty comprehensive platform. It doesn't just offer prices from one distributor, but from distributors and other companies across the industry. And it also charts inventory, and it also manages communications. What are some of the technical requirements for the platform?
Yeah, so we're what's called a software as a service provider. So all you need to access our tool is a browser. We do prefer the Chrome browser, but we work with both PC and Mac platforms, and we're also rolling out a tablet version of our platform as well. So pretty much any machine that you're using to access the internet today would work well with our platform. And we manage the nice thing is, as part of the subscription fee, we manage all the complexities of the technical side. So it's all up to us to keep the servers on and backed up and secure. All you need is that web browser. And so then we have an onboarding process. And this isn't technical per se, but it's part of kind of getting ready to use Method. Our onboarding team walks our new clients through a small project to get the information that we need to set up the system to be successful for them.
And what would that learning curve look like then when a practice first signs up for the service and they're trying to learn all of these different functions that are built into it? Can you walk us through that learning process for these practices?
Sure. So, our onboarding process starts with kind of a get to know you session and laying out kind of the information that's needed, but also making sure that we are well aligned on all the goals that our clients have, so we can set up the system to meet those as best we can. And that includes which suppliers that you need, what is your preferred workflow. We need basic information like your addresses and your billing terms. Mm-hmm. And then we start to talk about the members of your team and what roles they would have in the system, because our system has roles and permissions. We need to map, who in your organization will have what roles in the Method system. Very simple discussion that we have there. And then we'll figure out, all right, who's going to come to training, and we'll do a live training session. We'll give them access to a practice site where they can get comfortable with things. Mm-hmm. And then we'll set a go live date, and we'll jump on a call together, and we'll be there hand holding through that first order. And usually after that, they're off to the races. We have support tools within our Method platform, so you can chat with our support agents in real time. You can look up instructions and documents about how to perform certain transactions in the system with screenshots. But by and large, people really get the hang of it. This day and age, thankfully, most people are very comfortable shopping online, and that is really where most of our screens will resonate with people, even with no training.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and the biggest change for dentistry this year, obviously, is the pandemic. It's completely turned how practices operate on their heads in terms of what they need to order, in terms they now need more PPE supplies, how many patients they could see at one time, production, collections, everything. So how does the platform address those kinds of concerns right now?
Yeah, it really is a set of conundrum circumstances that we're faced with. I think we can help in a couple of regards. One is that we streamline all the steps involved with managing inventory all the way through procurement. So we hope that our clients will spend less time on that, as their time is more pressured with the added infection control procedures and so forth. Oftentimes, people are really struggling to find reliable sources on PPE just because of the backlog, right? The huge numbers of back orders that distributors are coping with right now. One distributor I was talking with recently, they had, I think it was 40,000 back orders that they were working through right now across their whole customer base. So what that means in terms of the Method platform is a couple of things, I guess. One would be, can we help our clients see what the backorder situation is of any item that they're ordering? And in many cases, the answer is yes. Not with every supplier, but many suppliers we are able to do that. So you'll be able to see a particular glove SKU, is that in stock? and if it is, at what supplier. And you'll see side by side, some suppliers have items and some suppliers are on back order. So that can really help reduce the amount of chasing down that is needed on those hard to find items.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it comes to perhaps exploring new sources of supply, that's another advantage I think that we bring to the table in these times, because you know, many people that might be with only a major distributor, a big brand name distributor, they may not know that there are some other well-qualified distributors, smaller businesses that may have you know, that exact item that you need at a competitive price. So we're finding our clients are trying more suppliers, whereas before they might order from 2 or 3 suppliers, now they might be ordering from upwards of 10 suppliers. We don't really limit in the system how many you buy from, but that's sort of a natural consequence, I think, of where we are in 2020. So people are exploring new sources of supply. So those would be the main items. Other than, I think the overarching theme is all the profit assumptions that you had before COVID are now sort of ripped up and thrown out the window.
Mm-hmm.
So people are looking for ways to make ends meet in creative ways. And I think procurement is now an option that people are looking at more seriously, and they should look at more seriously, rather than, say, increasing production, where maybe all of your operatories are maxed out and you're already taking appointments now into November and December. Maybe it's time to look at procurement to drive new areas of profit to the bottom line other than production. A lot of times we can drive from procurement, we can drive more profits more rapidly than you ever can with production. And you don't have to do more work in the chair to achieve it.
Okay. And earlier you said that that the platform is available through a subscription service. Can you walk us through some of those subscription plans then?
Sure. So we charge by location. So if you're a 4-location office, we charge you for four subscriptions to the product. And as I mentioned earlier, it's an unlimited subscription, so you have access for your entire team member, for all of your orders, and for all of your suppliers. And there's no cap on the usage of the platform. We have a pricing range that varies based on a little bit of the size that you are, in terms of the complexity that you need. But most people can expect to pay between $159 and $199 per month per location.
Mm-hmm.
And we typically take payment on a quarterly or an annual basis. So somewhere in that $159 to $199 range, depending. Additionally, there is a one-time, a small onboarding fee that covers the cost of our team running the project, getting that system set up and training the team. And that usually runs in the $400 to $600 range on a one-time basis.
Okay. And do you have anything else you'd like to add about the platform that we may have overlooked so far today?
Well, I think it's really exciting for our team to be spreading the word right now about this, because to develop and we've been working at this for over 3 years. Our first client went live about 2 years ago now, and it's really exciting for people, I guess, to see the silver lining of the tough times that we find ourselves in. And for us to actually have a solution kind of ready to go. Some people look at us and say, "Oh, you're changing my relationship with my supplier. I don't know that I'm ready to do that." And that perspective is perfectly fine. There are many reasons why people stick to a given supplier. Our point is that at least if you do that, let's optimize that end-to-end process you use with that supplier. Let's provide barcoding functionality, for example, to help you do inventory more precisely. Let's provide a way to check that supplier's pricing to what they promised you to make sure that you're paying the right amounts. So even if you're not interested in switching suppliers, the details of the business process are complicated enough, particularly when you have more than one location, that we think it's time to manage that with a technology tool that can really help. So that's another thing I would offer as well. You don't have to change suppliers to use the Method platform, but we can help you run a much more best practices approach.
Okay, great. And where can our viewers go to learn more about the platform in your company?
Sure, we would suggest going to methodusa.com, and you can find all about not only our features, but also a link there to determine your own return on investment. And our sales team works with people regularly. We'll look at what you're currently paying for your products and how your process is run, and we can make some recommendations and some estimates on what you might expect to gain. So I would always point people there, and you can also request a demo. And myself and the team will do a personalized demo, so you can get all your questions answered and concerns expressed. And that's great too, because as the vice president of product, selfishly, I get some great ideas in those discussions. So we're always happy to do demos and roll up our sleeves and really work on some of those hard problems that people are having together.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for taking your time with us today, and we enjoyed learning more about the company.
Thank you, Richard. It was a pleasure.
Great. Have a great day.
You too.